Hello, my name is Harold Miller. I'll be your representative, your trainer from Goldman Sachs. Uh, Here at Goldman Sachs, we'll be going over the many biblical values that we uphold here, most specifically faithfulness. How we utilize faithfulness here at Goldman Sachs, not only to help our clients, employees, and shareholders, but most importantly, to uphold the standards of the Lord. Okay, so let's dive right in. Here at Goldman Sachs, we are one of the most recognizable financial institutions in the world. As a firm, we embody faithfulness through loyalty, integrity, and trust with our clients as well as our shareholders. Our culture is and was shaped around faith, so much so we use it in our decision-making processes. As you'll see through this presentation, we will reflect in the Bible to see how God also shows his faithfulness through his character. Philosophically, Goldman Sachs, we lead from the front. We see it as our responsibility to instill trust in our clients with ethical commitment. In doing so, this has allowed Goldman Sachs to maintain stability even through all of our innovative ways. Just to give a little background story of Goldman Sachs, like many great American stories, we had humble beginnings. We were founded in 1869 by Marcus Goldman. We got our start working with small companies in New York City. Initially, working with the small businesses, that's how we first started our faithfulness and trust within the community. By the mid 1970s, Goldman Sachs saw a need for a new switch from just being family owned and looked to the outside for guidance. We got that outside lead from Robert Rubin and John Whitehead. This here gave us a booming market. We started to branch out into other other entities within the financial business, and we really blew up over from the 70s into the 1990s, which brought us to a point where we needed to decide were we going to go public or were we going to maintain private. Uh, with that being said, we went ahead and went public in the late 1990s. And this is where we begin the story uh, of our case study. When we talk about our case study here at Goldman Sachs of the 2008 financial crisis, we can't start without talking about how we value the biblical value of faithfulness, and we make sure that even all of our leadership feels the same way. Uh, and the way that we go about this is through faithfulness by honoring the Lord uh, and His principles. If you stay rooted and obedient in the Lord, you shouldn't stray away. However, we're not perfect here at Goldman Sachs, and we took our eye off of the Lord, and in doing so, we ran into the issue we saw in 2008 when we got greedy. However, with the financial crisis of 2008, this really brought Goldman Sachs the opportunity to really reel themselves back in and kind of get off their high horse, if you will. Because even through the crisis, based on the name of Goldman Sachs and the values that we hold here, our investors remain loyal to us. In summary, we had a hiccup in character. We allowed the root of all evils, the love of money, to cloud our vision and get in the way of our ultimate values. We lost transparency and soon had glimpses of conflict of interest. However, just like anyone, you get knocked down 7 times, you got to get back up 8. So here at Goldman Sachs, we developed an in-depth plan of action with risk management strategies. And this willed us to get back to our roots of ethics. The faithfulness was actually restored. Here at Goldman Sachs, we believe that it's not always what happens to you, but how you respond. We could have acted holier than thou in this moment because of our name. However, we decided to take the road less traveled, and we took our licks on the chin and took responsibility for the lack of transparency and the conflict of interest that we partook in. Sometimes being humbled will bring you back to your roots. Goldman Sachs, it did just that. And the way that we did that is we remembered that clients are the reason why we are even around for over 150 years. We listened to their needs over personal and corporate gains. And 2008 had some silver lining in the end. Because of this, because we were humbled, we were able to be humbled. We're still here today. The 2008 financial crisis was a scary time for a lot of businesses, a lot of people in general. In Goldman Sachs, we were faced with big issues and pressure from the top down for results. However, we had to really change the beat of our drum to gain the trust back from our clients, from our shareholders after the crisis happened. We did that with ESG. We wanted to invest in environmental, social, and governance factors such as low carbon projects, mainly to show that we still can be ethical. Mainly here at Goldman Sachs, what we learned most from this was the fact that we have to maintain transparency. Honesty is the best policy, and not get too money hungry, and continue to prioritize people, not the profits. With this mindset, we continue to grow and have long-term success. Due to our trust and integrity, we instill faithfulness. As your Goldman Sachs representative, I believe that Goldman Sachs is the epitome of determination. On our journey of over 150 years, we have maintained adaptability, resiliency, and innovation. Although we have strayed away, just as the prodigal son, we find our way back to our roots. Today, Goldman Sachs holds a balance between traditional strengths and modern priorities by utilizing digital innovation and sustained investment practices. I'll leave you with this verse, Psalms 25, 7 through 10, as it sums up exactly what we are here at Goldman Sachs. Do not remember the sins of my youth and my rebellious ways. According to your love, remember me, for you, Lord, are good. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of his covenant. Thank you.